Yeah, I think I'm the world's biggest Margot Robbie fan. It's probably a large group of people, but man, she's really good. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. I finally got the chance to see Bombshell, and today I'm going to give you guys my review. So I need you in the comments down below. Is this a movie that worked for you? Is it Oscar material? Because it is a film that is being looked upon as possibly a movie that could slide into Best Picture, some really great performances. How do I feel about it? Let's talk about it. So based on the real scandal, Bombshell is a revealing look inside the most powerful and controversial media empire of all time, and the explosive story of the women who brought down the infamous man who created it. So I just want to start out by saying, regardless of what your opinion is on this film, I want you to know that I'm not looking down on anyone who loves this movie, because clearly there are a lot of people out there who love it. I can't quite get there personally. I do have major issues with it. But I do want to start out by talking about the performances, which are as magnificent, I think, as everyone is saying that they are. I mean, Charlize Theron blew me away in this movie. She was so good as Megyn Kelly. Of course, Nicole Kidman. I think, the makeup for her was slightly overdoing it. I'm not saying it's not warranted, because she did look more like her, I guess, with the makeup, but to me it was a tad bit much. But her performance was great. I mean, it was really good. Margot Robbie, to me, I mean, she is the one that I didn't expect her to be as good as she was. I thought she would be, and I don't know why I thought this, I thought she would be overshadowed by the other two, because the other two, well, they're playing the names in the movie, right? No, she was great, man. She absolutely killed it. And I said what I said at the beginning of the review, because she just consistently blows me away, man. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, not a big role in that film, but how she acts without a lot of speaking in that film really spoke to me, funny enough. But in this movie, she gets a lot to do. She gets a lot to say. Now, the dialogue is something for me that at times felt a bit too unrealistic. Some of the lines, I mean, they delivered them oh so well. John Lithgow, another one who just comes in, slays it. To me, I guess I just saw John Lithgow, and I'm like, it's John Lithgow in a fat suit. Like, but he's still great in the film, and he's kind of disgusting and a bit like, but uncomfortable in a way that it wants you to feel that way. But to me, the dialogue just didn't quite get there for me. Some of the lines, and I can't even tell necessarily whose fault it is, but the fact that they are breaking the fourth wall every now and then, but for the majority of the film, they don't do that. That felt tonally inconsistent. And speaking of inconsistent, the visual style of this movie, at times, they try to go one way. At other times, they try to make it look like a completely different film. Why wasn't this a documentary? Why was this a scripted movie? A scripted film that almost felt like at times, if you're a fan of this film, you're probably like, I hate this guy right now. What's he talking about? But at times, it felt to me more like a TV movie than it did like a movie in the theater. Now, what this film is tackling is really important. The message that it's trying to send is a good message. The movie just doesn't go as deep. It doesn't go beyond what I think everyone already knew unfolded from this story, right? I think we all kind of understood, or at least thought we had a grasp on how the story went. Now, if we would have taken a look into the personal lives of these characters a bit more, and we kind of do, but a lot of it is just more of a recount of the story that went down within the walls, within the building of Fox News. A little bit of Megyn Kelly's personal life, a little bit of Kayla's personal life. We get a tad bit of Gretchen. We kind of stray away from Gretchen a bit more than the other two characters. But then we shift to John Lithgow's side, to Roger Ailes' side, and we get a bit from his perspective. And it is meant to be funny, right? There are funny lines in this movie. The dialogue comes across in a wonky way sometimes, but every now and then it gets a chuckle out of the audience. And I didn't have a bad time with this movie. I'm not saying it's a bad film. I'm still going to give it a positive score. I'm just saying, compared to how some people are talking about it as one of the best movies of the year, I just, for some reason, I can't quite get there, because the movie didn't feel like it came together and explored these relationships and explored these characters and went deeper in a way that other movies have done more recently, right? Well, not recently, though. You look at a film like Spotlight, which conveys information in a completely different way, very different material to work with, a very different true story, but that movie was far more interesting because it went deeper than what I think the source material calls for. Bombshell is going more for the style of The Big Short, as many movies have since The Big Short, and no movie has really come close to that. They even, like I said, break the fourth wall a couple of times in Bombshell. I'm just like, Dad, why are you only doing it a couple times? If you're going to do it, make it consistent. That's what I'm talking about. Consistency within the movie is just, it's not all the way there for me in Bombshell. So I don't want to continue to harken on this movie that I really do think had great performances in there. I understand why Charlize and Nicole Kidman and Margot Robbie are all getting consideration for Oscars and awards because they are fantastic in the movie. It's just the shell, what's surrounding them, didn't necessarily come together in a way that I wanted it to. Before I give you guys my score, if you enjoyed this video, if you like what we're doing on this channel, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I am going to go slightly positive with my score, though. I'm going a 62%. A movie that did its job. It just didn't do it well enough. It didn't go deeper. It didn't explore these themes and these characters near enough, in my opinion. But some great performances, like I said. So let me know, what are your thoughts on Bombshell? If I had to make an overrated movies list, I would probably put this one on there just because of all of the Oscar consideration. But hey, those are just my thoughts, my personal opinion. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know if you enjoyed Bombshell down below. You are truly the best. I'll see you soon.